Hello viewers, it's James Kalm, your half-assed reporter, and we are back heading up to the Bowery. We're gonna take a dive in here and see if we can get some pictures of an exhibition by Russell Tyler titled "This Must Be the Place."
She's so funny.
Uh-oh, there's the mascot of the gallery. Russell Tyler, "This Must Be the Place." Oh man, the dogs are out tonight. Well, I was home. I'd been working in the studio all day. I was tired. I thought I might call it a night, but then I looked at the daily listings for openings and saw that there's the guy right there. I saw that Russell Tyler was having an exhibition, and I said, boy, I can't miss that. I've been watching Russell's work for probably something like, I don't know, about 14 years, something like that. Hello. And, well, that's one of the joys of having a long-running conversation with the painting community, is watching people mature. I just talked with Kathy Grayson, the proprietor here, and she said their list with all the titles and mediums, all the lists have been snatched up by the viewers. So we're going to have to do this by the seat of our pants. Well, as I said, I've been watching Russell's work for a long time, and well, it's nice to see that he's getting this kind of recognition. I was going to say that having an exhibition at the Hole in 2020 is pretty good, probably the equivalent of showing with someone like Mary Boone back in the 80s. Also, I understand that all these pieces are acrylic. Okay, I'm going to do some little size estimates. I would say that these pieces are probably something like 48 by 32, something like that. Also, well, he's got a couple of various bodies of work that he does, but a lot of this now is kind of echoing or recalling landscape. Maybe if we have a chance, we'll snag Russell and get some technical questions into him. As I was saying, I've been watching the work for a long time, and I think Russell and his wife, Trudy Benson, are a couple of young painters, and I had a particular interest in them because I love the materiality of the work. I'd say that piece is probably about 60, 65, 66 by 80, So we're talking about maybe 6 by 6.5, maybe 7 feet. So this would be in the maybe 36 by 48, 32 by 48 size. I think Russell is a wonderful colorist, but I would say that he is he's bumped up his palette to a greater level of intensity with the inclusion of the fluorescent colors. This one is probably about 6 by 3.5, maybe 6 by 3. Also, Russell has thinned out his paint quite a bit, so when I first started seeing the work, you can go back, I've got at least a couple of programs we covered. I actually snuck into one of his shows on the Lower East Side as he was hanging it, and we chatted a little bit. But yeah, the new body of work is much more thinned out, and it's almost like I wouldn't exactly say staining, but it is more like a poured or well, translucent washes almost. And like I said, the color things are much bolder. You've got these very vibrant neon colors, and then the black background kind of sets them out. Almost like a Jane Dixon midnight neon sign in Times Square. Well, let's see what the dog's hoodie says. What does his hoodie say?
Leader of the pack. You know that.
Oh my God. Does he have a theme song too? Gosh, I also just noticed that they've painted all the walls slightly different colors. Kathy was a former associate of Jeffrey Deitch, and one of the things that Jeffrey always liked was creating these kind of environmental happenings. Wow. Okay, so this painting would probably look totally different on a white wall. This is probably 4.5 by 4 feet. So I kind of appreciate the variations between the matte finish of some of the paint and the more glossy finish of other fields. I thought this was a funny piece. Let's note the edges. Each one of the edges is a slightly different color. Actually, excuse me, a very different color. And then the central picture plane is this stained black. And I've been looking for people that have got copies of the list. which I haven't seen, but at least we can keep up to date on what the latest piercing fashions are. Oh, I like this. I would say this is probably about 7 by 6 feet. Here is one of the kind of tricky compositional ideas that Russell's playing with. So he's kind of taking these forms that look like they could be splashes or drips, blowing them up, and then staining them in with actual splashes and drips. Yeah, some of these pinks versus magentas versus fluorescent pinks are really nice. Well, I had to wait for 5 minutes in front of this one because some young viewers were talking about their vacations in the Yucatan. Well, I was at the Whitney a couple of months ago and they had a show titled Something About Color, and they had some of the great color field painters from the 60s, and yeah, I'm looking at some of these fields and thinking of people like Kenneth Nolan. I mean, just as far as the soaking the paint into the canvas. This is another interesting composition where Russell has kind of isolated these blown up views of fat brush strokes. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know whether or not he kind of goes in and splashes in these strokes and then fills in the black, or whether this is all mediated, kind of calculated, maybe using projectors and things like that. It's another big painting. I'd say this is probably about 7 by 6 feet. He's got his starfish bursts popping. Well, a couple of days ago we went in and saw a Matthew Wong retrospective, and I was commenting that a lot of that painting looked very, very direct, very alla prima, or one-shot painting. And well, I don't know whether Russell spends a lot of time and goes in and mixes things up, but there's a quality of spontaneity in this work as well. I tried to get Russell to give us a little explication, but he said he's too bashful. However, I did try to suck all the information out of him that I could. He did say that, well, these paintings are all acrylic, that he switched over from being an oil painter a couple of years ago because he felt it was too caught up in the process. And he did say that these splashes look pretty authentic because they are. He goes in and he does splash the paint in, and then he fills in the back with the black. So it's kind of a negative process there. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
We got dueling cameras going on here.
Yours is way better than mine, though.
Yeah. 1.2 million pixels on mine.
Yeah, I have only about 7 or 8.
Well, as long as we're here, I thought we'd come in and take a little stroll through a fun show by Stephen Somple titled Linear Momentum. Okay, because I don't have the gallery list, I can't tell you what the mediums are, I can't tell you what the titles are, and I can't tell you what the dimensions are. But I thought it was an interesting show, kind of playing on a lot of the tropes of minimalism. Well, one of the reasons I like the whole is that on one hand they have a very interesting program relating to painters and kind of funky, high-tech, illustrative painters, also painters that use a lot of material and things. And on the other hand, they also do a lot of very highly produced, very finished and showy technical art. A lot of it using computers and space-age resins and plastics. I thought this was kind of a funny take on Don Judd. This is actually an interesting grouping of these three black, I don't know what you call it, folded, wrinkled pieces. So this is looks like a work on paper, maybe paper mounted on panel. Okay, so that was Stephen Somple, Linear Momentum. James Kalm reporting on Russell Tyler. This must be the place at the Hole on the Bowery. You can like this, share, subscribe, link it at all your social media sites, and you can leave your thoughts, ideas, comments, criticisms, and reviews below. We just ask you to say, thank you, Kate. Thank you.